Here's Anonymous. Anonymous is apparently a gay young man who's 23, and he just found out his boyfriend is HIV positive. Hi, Anonymous.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Oh, my God. For this one brief moment, probably better than you. I feel very, very sorry for you and your boyfriend.
Well, actually, we weren't intimate yet. I was.
No, wait a minute.
What happened?
Wait, nothing.
Oh, okay. So we're dating, and he tells me tonight that he has HIV. He's HIV positive, and then he tells me his T-cell count. And I just wanted to know. He's a really nice guy. He does everything for me, and I just want to know: should I stay or should I go?
You're not gonna put me in the middle of this moral decision. I mean, I know what I would do. Pete my skid marks. But I don't know. You know what? I mean, first of all, why are you having him do things for you?
No, it's not like he's doing things for me.
Okay.
It's just he's a really nice person.
Where did you meet him?
I met him walking down Christopher.
Sashaying down Christopher Street. Damn you. You are so cliche. You were sashaying down the street in New York City and ran into a fabulous boy with HIV.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Good luck.
Yeah, you know what, kiddo? You're on your own. I mean, you're 23. How is your life? Are you working a career? Are you in school?
I just graduated from college.
So you've got your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah. But how do I tell him?
Tell him what? There's nothing to be said.
Wait, there's something else. Like, we're dating.
Have you? But you haven't had sex with him, you already said.
No, we haven't.
And how long have you been dating him?
For a month.
Okay, listen, and I don't want to call you dummy, but read between the lines. That's what dating is all about. Dating is not to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Dating is to decide who you would like to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, who you like to eventually marry, who you would like to have kids or adopt kids with, who you want to settle down with. Dating is not a sentence to absolute commitment, sweetheart. So whether it's HIV or whether he has a bad temper or you don't like the way kisses, you can break up with somebody that you're dating. Stop feeling so obligated. Now, I'm going to put the ball back in your court and you decide what to do. Let's see. You've known a boy for 1 month.
Right.
You're 23 with your entire life ahead of you. You just graduated from college. He's HIV positive. Do you even know how to protect yourself and navigate your way through an HIV positive relationship? Because not for nothing, when I was 23, I was so confused about the world and the world around me. I couldn't even think. Well, back then is when you could have raw sex. I mean, we were just at the end of where you didn't have to use condoms for everything. So you didn't really have to think about sex. You just hop in bed and hop out of bed. Raise your hand in the room if you think he should bail. Everybody has 2 hands and a penis up. Bail. Bail, honey. I don't have to finish talking to you, but you do what you want. But you asked me, and I'm telling you, it's time to bail. You're not 53 on your last leg. And then you meet somebody and you're not maybe having as much, oh man. He needs to run fast. Yep. He is crazy. Get the hell out of Dodge. What is going on with me? I'm feeling like I'll be judged like Miss America or something like that if I say bail. Do you know what I mean? They're calling you donkey. Okay.
It's official.
Yes, it's official. You're a donkey. Let me just quickly talk to Sheldon. Wants to disagree with some advice that I gave to somebody named Anonymous.
Hello?
Hi, Sheldon. I'm glad you called.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Oh, thanks. I wanted to call to about the call from the 23-year-old who called in earlier about dating someone who was HIV positive.
Okay, and I tried not to say don't bail, but what I really meant was bail.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I found really troubling.
Okay.
That sends a very bad message, I feel. First off, I'll say that, I'm a member of an organization, the Black Gay Men's Network, and also a supporter of the Black AIDS Institute. And, I felt that message sends out people need to lie. I mean,
No. It's not that people need to lie, but when people tell the truth, and I'm a truth teller, and I've gotten my feelings hurt many times for opening my mouth saying it how I mean it. But what I told the young 23-year-old man during Advice Hour, everybody, is he's been seeing this guy for 1 month. The guy has revealed to him that he's HIV positive. I love forthrightness. That is one of the problems that I have with down low people, Sheldon. I like everybody out proud, no matter who you are and what you are. But I don't feel, Sheldon, and we agree to disagree, I don't feel that a 20-year-old young person needs to have to second think about being in a relationship romantically with an HIV positive person. I'm sorry, Sheldon.
But, it's not even a matter of second thinking, Wendy, that if this 23-year-old guy lives in New York and is actively dating anybody, he needs to be thinking about, HIV and AIDS, as a gay man especially. I mean, it's not even an option.
But
you have to be thinking about that, whether the person tells you he's positive or not.
Sheldon,
actually, I found that this guy was really blessed, actually. But first he says that this guy is treating him well, and secondly, that this guy told him that he's positive before they done anything sexually.
Well,
I mean, there's some people that are well into sexual relationships before they hear that, their partner's
listen,
positive.
Sheldon, I understand what you're saying, but you know what you're doing? You're cheering on somebody who's been forthright about something that they need to be forthright about to begin with.
Exactly.
That's like the Chris Rock joke. I take care of my kids. Well, you should. They're kids. Sheldon, we agree to disagree. I feel as though a 23-year-old with somebody who's revealed HIV positive, be thankful, be grateful, and be kind to that person. But he is not obligated to continue a romantic relationship or even if he doesn't want to.
But no, he's not, Wendy, but just the point that I want to make is that it's somewhat arrogant to think that, because this person is HIV positive, because anyone has anything, that I'm always going to be fine, that, I get to judge. Because, I have one friend who's a gay man who said that he would not ever one who was HIV positive.
Hey, there's plenty of people like that, Sheldon.
Exactly. It's very real. And then this same person turns around and he got multiple sclerosis out of nowhere, and that thing is kicking his butt.
Listen.
It's worse.
To me,
I'm
one has
looking at him deteriorate in front of my eyes.
Okay, Sheldon.
And the person who's taking care of him is someone who happens to be HIV positive, who's strong and healthy and taking his meds and looking great. So,
Kevin,
it's arrogant
Sheldon,
to think that
they both have big
because
mouths
I'm
and talk
healthy
too much.
I'm always going to be healthy. And you said that, dating is the opportunity to learn about the other person, but it's also an opportunity to learn about yourself.
Yes, it is.
I just want to say that if you're someone who's going to bail the first time a bump comes in life, I mean, when you and I are both over 20, that's life. Stuff happens.
And you want to know what? I still agree to disagree with you. I think that a 23-year-old person has every right to run the opposite way and stop making AIDS about being a gay thing, Sheldon. We as heteros think about HIV and AIDS all the time also.
Agreed, but you say run the other way and you run right into the arms of someone who's going to lie to you, have unsafe sex with you, and not treat you nearly as good as this guy is. So,
how good does somebody treat somebody when they've only known each other for 30 days? Oh,
I'm
Sheldon,
sorry?
I don't want to fight with you.
I don't want to fight with you either, Wendy. I just felt, I really found that comment outrageous, especially to an audience. You have such a strong gay following.
Hold on. Go.
What's up? This is Cheryl Underwood.
What's up? This is David Allen Greer.
What's up, y'all? This is Tracy Morgan. And you're listening to the Wendy Williams Experience. Know this.
Sheldon, call back. Damn it, Sheldon, we're syndicated, so we have to have conversation, then we have to pause for a moment. Sheldon, call back at 866-GET-WENDY. We weren't fighting, but we were agreeing to disagree, and I know that, you can have sex with somebody who's HIV positive or has full-blown AIDS and not get it, and that whole bit. We respectfully agree to disagree. I can, I'm not going to sit and beat him down with my words. I don't want to be beaten down with words either, Sheldon. And yes, if you couldn't tell, yes, like Sheldon must be gay. Sheldon must be gay. Well, I believe Sheldon's gay. A lot of people who were acknowledging that Sheldon is a gay man on the text are saying he must be HIV positive. Not necessarily. Sheldon and I have something in common, though, and that's the appreciation for the truth. You know, many, many years ago when I was a DJ in the Virgin Islands, Sherelle came to the islands. I've told you this story before. I wrote it in my autobiography. I'll never forget the man's name. His name was David England. And I can say it because it's my story to tell. She had a very cute drummer. His name was David England. You know, I found him to be very cute. I was in the Virgin Islands to make my career, not meet some island man, have a baby, only to find out 3 years later that he has 4 wives. So I wasn't having any sex, but I met this guy, and, he tickled my fancy, and they were mainlanders, and they came, and they were there for like a week, and my radio station hosted, the thing. So it came time, and the lights were dim, and we're back at David's hotel room, and he flips the lights on, and he tells me that he's positive for herpes. Well, back in 1986, herpes was like HIV. It was like, oh my God, in my mind, I'm like, wow. And I just remember crying and being so thankful that he was honest enough to tell me something like that. And he said, you know what? I don't want to do it to you. I like you. We've been having good conversation. And he didn't say I like you like I want you to girlfriend, but I like you in the humanistic way. And so nothing ever happened. And I have not seen him till that day. He probably doesn't even remember it because at that time, Sherelle was so big, he probably went from port to port, which is probably how he got the herpes to begin with. And I could have been just another one of his donkey victims because back then we weren't using a lot of condoms. You know what I'm saying? Unless we actually saw something bumping up, we weren't using condoms. And as I call, we were all chiefing, and drinking. And I'm sure there were no condoms. I'm almost positive back in 1986, what were we doing? Producer and Goose. We weren't, really using condoms. Nope. And I would have gone all out, too. I was single, in need, and he was a musician. So, I appreciate the truth. But we agree to disagree. Oh, Sheldon's back. Here he goes.
Yes, hi, Wendy.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi.
So you are gay?
Yes, I'm gay. Okay. I'm 40 years old. I'm masculine. I'm, college and highly educated.
You sound very handsome.
Home.
And educated.
All of that.
Are you positive?
No, I'm not positive.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm a human.
You're right.
I feel I'm a human, and that we should treat each other as humans and not as labels.
Yes, I understand, Sheldon. We agree.
Right.
Can we hug it out?
Wendy, I just want to say that if this guy found someone who, was honest to him, before having sex and, and that he doesn't want him, he can pass my way.
Okay.
Please. Because that's a rare find
as a 23-year-old
in the gay community more often.
Well, you know what, Sheldon? I will take my chance and move on and pass him along to you. He's 3 years old. It doesn't mean they can't be friends, but that's a lot of baggage. That's a lot. It's a lot for a 23-year-old. Do you remember when you were 23?
But there are plenty of 23s, 19s, so living with HIV right now in Manhattan. I mean, is the message that we're sending that their lives are over?
No, not that they're... No, Sheldon. All right, look, we can talk all day long. The texters are saying, shut your trap. Sheldon is a donkey. I don't agree with them. You guys, I don't agree with you. I happen to like Sheldon. It's just that I'm exhausted talking about this, and we're going to agree to disagree. And hopefully you'll continue to listen, because the essence of the Wendy Williams experience and the Wendy Williams show is that, we can say it like we mean it, feel it, and hopefully open our minds a little bit.
Exactly, Wendy. I mean, I appreciate the exchange. I appreciate you having me on to share this. I don't think I'd have been able to sleep tonight had we not spoken. So I thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you, Sheldon. Hi, let's try to keep it under a minute, okay? Hi, Michael. Wendy here.
Hi, Wendy.
How are you?
I'm all right. Wendy, I just want to make a comment to you about what you were saying with the young man as a 23-year-old. I'm a 48-year-old a black man, and I don't think that your comment was responsible journalism, because regardless of whether he's 23 years old, you don't know who he's going to meet. That might be the perfect person for his life. And I understand that I understand the point you're making, that that's not the way he should go with all that baggage. And it's just, I think it's very irresponsible. Send very negative messages.
Why? I'm not run out on the guy's life. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being friends and whatnot. It's only a month-long relationship.
Okay, that's true. But what it is two are meant to be together. Oh. And just you explore. I think a more responsible comment should have been explore your options, see where it goes. Don't lock yourself into this. Go into it with your eyes open. The fact that the person has told you, and let him know that you're not guaranteeing he'll be able to hope for the rest of his life.
I'll tell you, the idea of the man who's HIV positive being so honest is very seductive into wanting to be like forever friends. But anything more, and I understand what you're saying, Michael. I appreciate you for calling.
Thank you very much. Wendy, I want to just tell you this. I've been listening to you for years.
Thank you, Michael.
I don't always agree with what you say, but I think you have the right to say it, and a lot of the things that you say brings knowledge to other people. You know, it makes them stop and from a different point of view. And so normally I agree with everything, but this, I think, was a little bit responsive. But I understand your point. Okay, and thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.